This is, oh, thanks. This is Pat. Hey, Pat. Love to you too, my dear. My niece, now this story, I just picked this up, and this was the first one out of my basket back there, and I started reading this, and I'm going, oh my God. So I was reading it to some of the staff, and you know, this is the sad things, but this turns out, this I think can turn out real good for this girl. My niece, who is 23 years old, has got epilepsy. She got her first seizure at the age of 13. At age 20, she was out windsurfing and had a seizure and drowned. I didn't read on for a minute because my jaw just fell to the floor. And then she was rescued in time. Aha! Pat, you scared us. But was in a coma for 5 weeks. She went through rehab, etc., and thank goodness all is intact, except she has lost her confidence and self-esteem. Well, I can see why, though, Pat. And she doesn't know when she could go into something and really affect her life. So let me finish this up, and then we'll talk about this. Her seizures are more frequent now, and this is very debilitating for her. She cannot study for 2 or 3 days after a fit. Yeah, she's lucky she doesn't lose any function, depending on which brain. What can we do to cure her? Thanks, Pat. Love you too, dear. Listen. First of all, get the antispasmodic. That's a great formula. And I don't care if you have to give her a dropper full every 3 hours to regulate this. But it's great for epilepsy, seizures, things like this. The next thing you're going to think about as you're moving this, you're going to move her on a raw food program. No question about it. You remove any neurotoxins, excitotoxins, heavy metals, things like that. We're going to clean that body out. At the same time, we're going to look at the parathyroid gland. We're going to kick up the parathyroid gland. Why? Calcium utilization, low calcium, seizures, depression, things like this. So we're going to go with the calciums. You got to hit the adrenals. Why? All right, the utilization of the minerals. A lot of seizures and things come from magnesium or manganese deficiency. It's not deficiency, it's a lack of metabolism, which is adrenal steroids. There are mineral corticosteroids for magnesium and manganese. So we're going to hit the adrenals. And what else about the adrenals? The autonomic nervous system. So we're going to kick the adrenals up, and it's going to kick up more neurotransmitters. So we're going to go into the kidneys. We're going to go into the lymph system. We're going to go into, because why is she getting worse? Because her lymph system getting worse. Remember, when you see an instigator of symptomology, 9 times out of 10, you're going to use the word acidosis. And when you use the word acidosis, remember there's only 2 sides of chemistry. So you're going to go with the corrosive side, obviously, in most cases. Now, we can look at alkalosis, but you've got to have a lot of blood work and really look at the pHs of everything to be able to term alkalosis. And quite frankly, most of the issues is acidosis. So you're going to acidosis, of course, robs chemistry, coagulates, dehydrates, and of course can throw a person into neurological spasms, tremors, seizures, convulsions, blah, 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 blah. Now, upper circumbrain and nerves. She has brain lesions or not, it doesn't matter. You're going to get up in here and you're going to hydrate, and you're going to clean acid and mucus out of the head. It'll clean it out of the pituitary, the hypothalamus, the whole head area, that anything that could smack of creating a spasm or seizure. So upper circumbrain and nerve for sure. So if you take off down that road, you deworm. You always deworm. You never know. So you want to deworm your clients always. You would deworm this young lady, and at the same time you're deworming her, she's on an antispasmodic, she's on upper circumbrain and nerve. You're moving blood aggressively up in the head. You're also feeding the nervous system. You're strengthening the myelin sheaths and the neurons. Secondly, you're starting to pull the acids and any a neural toxin that she might have gotten from a vaccine or anything else, or breathed in or put on her skin through makeups or whatever. You're going to be pulling this out of them. So at the same time you're cleaning all the instigators that can happen in that, you're also bringing a balance to chemistry by increasing digestion, absorption, and most importantly, utilization. And of course, you're going to address the parathyroid because you want to make sure that your daughter's utilizing calcium. And Pat, I would go fruits, berries, and melons, maybe a salad at night. But I'd get up higher because these are antacids and anti-inflammatories and anti-seizure. All these kind of foods like that. Fruits and berries are anti-seizures, anti-spasmodics. So let me know how she's doing, Pat. But you can pull her out of that for sure and get her strength, her emotional. She'll probably have a little adrenal kick, but her emotions will get clean and she'll become strong because she's fixing her problems, and because they're just going to get worse. Nothing gets better unless you fix them. If you treat them, you've got the option of getting better for a short time and then visiting Hellville big time. And that's the problem. And you see this with medical treatments with pharmaceuticals. Temporary in the subacute and acute stages, not in the chronic. Nothing works in these stages much. But in these lower stages, they were confident that pharmaceuticals was the answer. And then we're all realizing how bad pharmaceuticals are, and that they never cured anything in the first place. It was an illusion cast over the populace. That sort of thing.